Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is another TV Review Tuesday. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I'm excited. I binged a lot of TV shows in the past month, and one of them was The Goldbergs. So, The Goldbergs, I know, another network sitcom about a family, but they're becoming really popular, and each one of them has its own special little thing about it. That makes it unique, and so that's what I'm going to talk about today, is why The Goldbergs is unique and why you should check it out. So first and foremost, yes, it is your typical sitcom network TV show that is full of PG-13 jokes and situations, but it is really entertaining. The first season, it starts off a little bit. The first season, you take a little while to warm up to the characters and, they're not as established just yet, but in the second, third, and fourth season, it becomes very clear what types of people they are, and it's just really interesting to watch. So we got Beverly, who's played by Wendy McClendon Covey, who is an incredible actress. I think the whole cast is really, really great. I wasn't interested in it at first because I was like, okay, this is just another show about another white family, and I was really opposed to it. It would play on my Hulu and I would stop it from playing, but I stayed on it one day and a joke made me chuckle, and then I said, okay, maybe I'll give this show a shot. And it just really warmed up to me. Her character is very Leslie Knope, and Jeff Garlin plays her husband, so that's funny, and he's really funny. He's basically not even acting in that. He's just a mean old grump who's like, I hate everything, I hate everyone, stay out of my way. I find him hilarious because he does this thing where he parks his pants at the door and he just doesn't wear pants in his home. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. Your house is supposed to be the most comfortable place for you. And so he comes home after a hard day's work and he just takes off his pants, sits in his chair with his dog and watches his TV. And I'm like, yep, that's it right there. Murray knows. Which also reminds me of Ron Swanson, because he was very much like closed off and oh, no one talked to me and stuff like that. So really good character work. Everyone is really fleshed out at this point, and I really like Barry. I think if anyone were to watch this show, they would really like Barry's character. He's kind of the really overdramatic one who makes a big deal out of everything to the point where it's just like, it's really funny to watch. Then there's Erica, who I think she's pretty boring, like as a character, but everything that they involve her in, like her situations and her dynamic with the other characters, is still like pretty good and pretty well done. But her by herself, I just find her kind of boring as a character. I like the actress, I just think the character is a bit boring. And then there's the grandpa that takes care of Adam, and Adam is basically the kid with the camera who's obsessed with movies. He's the nerd, and he's the main character, and he films his family all the time. And now here is where it gets good. Here is why this show is awesome and you need to check it out. It's a normal TV show, sure, pretty big budget, pretty like well lit scenes, pretty like comical situations, and so it doesn't seem so serious sometimes, and it gets a little bit stale towards like the end of season 4 and the beginning of season 5. But the character Adam is a real character. He is the creator of the show, and he's the kid Adam in the show. And he basically wrote the show for his family. And I just think it is so good because all the characters, and the reason that they work so well together, is that they're an actual family. Like, that's his family that he grew up with. And it's really good because at the end of every episode, they'll show you a scene from the show and then a side-by-side of the same thing that happened in the 80s, because that's where the show takes place, and just like his childhood and him growing up, and it's literally side by side, and they're just recreating his childhood for a TV show. Everything is exactly the same, the wardrobe, the way they act, it's really refreshing to see something so honest and so real, and it works really well with the dialogue and the jokes, because even though it's from such a long time ago, like it's the 80s, not only are you learning a little bit more about that time, but you're also seeing like how they lived, and you're growing attached to the characters and seeing that we really haven't changed that much, and every family's interesting in their own way. And it really teaches you that even though family's crazy, you gotta stick together, and that every family's crazy. And you'll see that when you watch the show. You'll watch it and then you'll be like, oh my god, my dad does that, or oh my god, my mom does that, and my sister does that, and my brother does that. That's what really like gave me such a charm about this show, is that in the first season, every time I was thinking about turning it off or thinking, it pulled me back in with like the fights that Adam and his brother Barry would get into. So it was that at first, like the relationship between the brothers, because they were always fighting. They reminded me of my brothers. And then slowly as the show went on, I started seeing more of my family in the show. And I think everyone's gonna find just a little piece of home in this show if they watch it. I think it's really funny. I think Beverly is my favorite character because she is just so aggressive with her love. Like, she marches into the school. She's always the one that's like, I want the best future for my kids and they deserve the world, and schmoopy poopy, you're just so cute. So I just really like that about her. I think she's really interesting to watch. She's a good actress, and there's an equal balance of comedy and like heart in it. Like, there's a lot of heart where they do the emotional scenes pretty well. Like, oh, I don't want you to grow up, but I guess you are, so I have to get used to it. There's a lot of that going on, which is what I find gets stale. Sometimes I just want it to be funny, like, just make me laugh. But it still does that. Like, there was an episode in season 3 where I was laughing the entire episode, like from beginning to the end. I was just cracking up the entire episode. It was in season 3, and I just thought, wow, no show has made me do that in a long time. And I just kept rewinding because I couldn't hear the next joke because I was laughing so hard at the one before it. So definitely, if you want to check out something light and upbeat and you just kind of want to laugh and grow attached to some characters and be reminded of your home, then this is the show to do that. The last thing I'm going to mention about the Goldbergs is the cinematography. Usually with like comedy shows or sitcoms or network TV, the cinematography isn't always impressive. For example, I just watched Desperate Housewives. The cinematography in Desperate Housewives was underwhelming, and it's the same thing with the Goldbergs. However, there were a couple of scenes in Desperate Housewives where the lighting and the style just made me go, ooh, that's really nice. And that's just something that the Goldbergs hasn't done for me. That being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Could you just do me a quick little favor? Could you just go down there and click the subscribe button or the like button or the share button or anything down there that's gonna like help me out. You could even leave me a comment and tell me what TV show you want me to review for next month, for next week. So yeah, thank you for watching.